So here we are again in Scotland, in a cold and very wet Fort William. I'm at the end of the West Island Way, but this is not the end for me. This is just the start, because this time I'm doing it north to south, Fort William to Milngavie, just for a change. Let's go. Heading off down the high street. First 3.5 miles, it's along the main road, so I won't really do much filming here. Distinctly quieter now this road, and you can see a little bit of snow on the tops up there. Probably can't see it on the GoPro. Could do with a zoom GoPro. Takes us past the base of Ben Nevis. Well, part of it anyway, the start. This is where we turn off the main road. Well, it's a B road really, and head up into the hills. Up the stony road leading out of Fort William up into the hills. Carrying along the windy forest track, still heading up into the pass. Fort William down in the distance, and the Glen Nevis campsite down there. Ben Nevis covered in cloud at the top. Just started to rain 15 minutes ago, so I put my rain jacket on. It seems to have stopped for a bit now, but I don't think that'll last long. Forecast is for rain most of the day. Let's hope we can get up on top and into the pass before it gets too heavy. Lost my bobby hat back there somewhere. Started to get hot coming up the hill, so I took it off. Tucked it in my belt. Lost it. Walked back about a quarter of a mile, couldn't find it. Top tip, don't put your bobby hat in your belt when you get hot. Stick it in your rucksack. Up that path there's an old fort. Dundee Dial. About 2,000 years old. And we're heading off into the foresty bit now. Well, I say forest, it's just a small forest. But just right here, right near the fort, there's a very doable wild camping spot. Just about room for one, maybe two small tents there. And just as you pass that little wooded foresty area, the path goes off to the left. You can see the path now as it winds across up in the distance there. These people that do the West Island Way on mountain bikes, wow, that must be tough. Walking's tough. On a bike, wow. Rain is just starting to come down. A touch heavier now, but it's still fairly light, so we can cope with this. Good place to stop for a little bit of water. I'm trying out this new one. Trying out a new one called Pure Clear. Let you know how I go on with that. Wide open space there. I don't know if that would be suitable for wild camping or not. Depends how boggy it is. Rain's on and off at the moment, but it's nothing I can't handle. Could be a lot worse. In fact, last year it was a lot worse. And if you saw my video from last year, we'll see that it was absolutely torrential. Morning. Absolutely torrential last year, and so a little bit of light rain. I can cope with that. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow, but we'll see. I was just talking to a girl from down south somewhere, going in the opposite direction, and she had her tent strapped to the outside of her rucksack, like I see a lot of people doing. Lost it, fell off, lost it somewhere. Said she walked about 5 miles looking for it, couldn't find it. Terra Nova too. Not even hers, it was her parents. Dear dear. I always keep my tent inside the rucksack.
Oh, that's been never so.
Something to bear in mind.
There. So
Okay, so when we come
should be able to see it, but probably not.
before we drop down, because I think we're still high here, and then when you drop down, so before we drop into the water.
Oh, there's a fort, Sue.
When I said earlier, I thought that was the wild camping spot that I've seen previously. That wasn't it, this is it. This is the one that I'd seen previously, that I'd thought about hiking to on the first day and pitching up here. This is about 3.5 hours in from Fort William. Lovely little spot, but if you make it up here and someone's already here, you're kind of in trouble because places are few and far between along this pass. Although having said that, there's a load of people over there. I don't know whether they're pitching up, whether they're packing up, or just stop for a rest, but that is also a good spot. Yeah, that is definitely a reasonable, doable wild camping spot. Well, as it stands, I'm definitely not recommending this pure clear water filter, because for the life of me I can't figure out how to get the water out. Squeeze it, nothing. Squeeze this. There's a tiny bit of bubbling going on there, but no, that's nowhere near as good as my other one. Lovely view down there in the valley. Had the wind behind me coming out of Fort William, but certainly haven't now. The wind and the rain is right in the face, and I reckon I've got about another 3 hours to go. The wind and the rain are now brutal. Right in the face. Very cold wind. I can't wait to get to Kinlochleven. Here we come to the first of 2 abandoned, what I'm assuming was cottages. Winds these up a little bit now, but that might be because I'm in the valley, but the clouds are still blowing this way, which means the wind's still in my face, but it's not strong. Let's crack on. Small river crossing ahead. Now, they've kindly built a bridge for us. I'm guessing sometimes this river is a lot heavier than it is right now, and getting across there is either tricky or nigh impossible without getting wet. Just before you get to that second more well-known rundown cottage, there's a lovely little wild camping spot here just by the river. I saw Abby Barnes camp here on a YouTube channel, and this would be fantastic, and I really wanted to camp here, but today I'm cold and I'm wet. I'd soon get warmed up inside the tent, but I would still be wet. My clothes are wet, and I could really do with a nice drying room to dry my trousers out. So I'm going to keep on going into Kinlochleven and find a campsite, probably Blackwater. Probably the most photographed or videoed rundown cottage in the whole of Scotland, if not the UK. I'm surprised those chimney stacks haven't fallen down by now. Get some strong winds down here. just when I thought I might be getting close, I can see the path mosey on all the way through as far as I can see. I've got a bit to go yet. That's mountain you can see down over there. Down there, down in the valley is the loch. Kinlochleven, and the little village, Kinlochleven. So, not long to go now. I know if you're doing it south to north, it's a steep hike out of Kinlochleven, but obviously I'm doing north-south, so it's a steep downward trend into the village. Wow, just spotted what is possibly one of the best wild camping spots on this route. Now I reckon I'm about an hour out of Kinlochleven, so if you were doing the route the traditional way, south to north, an hour past the little village, and that is a fantastic spot. It's quite sheltered from the wind. Yeah, that would be top spot. Some fantastic scenery on the leg between Kinlochleven and Fort William, but boy does it seem to go on forever. Really does, just goes on and on and on. Looks like another little wild camping spot down there. That's about 10 minutes away from the last one that I spotted. Yeah, it just seems to go on and on, and it's been a long day. It's been about, I'm about 7 hours in now as it is, and this is where we start heading down into Kinlochleven. It's all downhill from here. It's quite a ways. If you see the white building in the background, that's still, so it's still quite a way to go, but it is all downhill. There she is, little village, home for the night, at the bottom of the loch, and then up and out in the morning for Devil's Staircase. Not sure how it's happened, but gone off piste a little bit somehow. Even though I've done the West Highland way a couple of times before, not done it this way like, but oh well, we're going down, so down can only be good. We want to go down, that's where we're going. Yeah, not sure how that happened. This is more of a stream than a path, but the road is down there in the distance, so I'll be right. Okay, so rejoining the road here, having come up there. I'm guessing I go that way because the loch is over there, so Kinlochleven's got to be that way. Well, I don't know how I managed it, but here's where I should have come out, the end of this leg. I came out back there a good 10 minutes, maybe even 15. No idea how I did that. Just shows you how easy it is on a trail that you even know. Coming into the village this way certainly does give it a different perspective. And there's the gnome garden. So many gnomes. Just coming into the village now. Bridge over the river. No, not the River Kwai. Don't know what it is. But it comes down from the hydropower station over there, most of it, and then it feeds into the loch. And here we are, Blackwater camping, hostel, tents, micropods. This is me for the night. Pitch up over there in a minute. So here it is, Blackwater campsite. Little campsite, this, benches, pods, and there's me, all pitched up in my nature hike, Cloud Peak 2. Okay, so here we are leaving the Blackwater campsite. Nice little campsite that, a little short of amenities, but it's a good pitching area. A little bit of sun poking through today, so hopefully not a horrendous day like yesterday. I even had to go to a little co-op in the village and buy myself some sun cream, just in case. Okay, it's nearly 10:30, so let's get a crack on. Up the Devil's Staircase today, or in this case, down the Devil's Staircase. I've got the long, windy road up out of Kinlochleven up to the top of Devil's Staircase, which is a long uphill plod. Going to be a long 2.5, maybe even 3 hour slog uphill today till I get to the top of Devil's Staircase, past the hydro pipes, feed the power station, hydro power station, and the sun's out. Excellent. I spoke too soon about the being a nice day. Some very dark clouds over there. There's one thing guaranteed, to replace the sunshine with dark clouds and rain, is me putting my sunglasses on. Works every time. I should go to these countries that are having droughts, just take my sunglasses, be sorted. Time for a little sit down, I think, on this nice little bench. Some fantastic views down into Kinlochleven there. Man, this is tough. No wonder most people do it south to north. Coming out Kinlochleven up to the top of Devil's Staircase is tough. Okay, out of the what I would possibly call the foresty area and onto the side of the mountain, which is basically a lot of steps. It's going to zigzag now all the way to the top. In some ways this is tougher, depends whether you like steps or not. Almost 2 hours in. Almost 2 hours in, and it's starting to look like it levels off a little bit, thank goodness. I know there's still more up to go. Got to get to the top. Yeah, but welcome relief now. It's been tough. Views from up here are just amazing. If you're a hiker, backpacker, wild camper, or even just a campsite camper, you've got to do the West Highland way at some point in your life. It's just the best in the country. I can see the path now winding up here. Maybe you can see the people, maybe you can't. A couple of people at the top, I think, and that is the top, and then it's downhill from there. Again, amazing views, but that wind, as you can hear when I turn around, has really picked up. If any of you saw my video last year when the weather was horrendous with torrential rain for day after day, this was the river crossing that was uncrossable. These stepping stones We're all underwater. Another little stepping stone river crossing. I'm hoping I'm near the top now, near the summit. It's been a tough, almost 3.5 hours. Just uphill all the way. I think I'm nearly there now. I'll just see some peaks coming into view. Finally, after what has been a long slog, it's been tough, I won't lie. Get to the summit. I'm rewarded with views. Okay, Devil's Staircase in reverse now. Glencoe Valley ahead of us. On my destination that way. For those of you who've never done it, this is the Devil's Staircase, and it just winds all the way, windy, down to those trees down there and where the road is. Doesn't look so bad from up here, and having done it the other way more than once, it's about an hour up, so I imagine about similar going down. Great views now into the Glencoe Valley. Some south to northers going up Devil's Staircase. I must say it's about 2:30 now, so they're leaving it late. I'm not going to get to Kinlochleven until at least 5:30, maybe 6. That's a doable wild camp spot just at the bottom of the Devil's Staircase. Right, joining the A82. Probably got about an hour to go now to the back of the King's House Hotel, where I'll be camping, wild camping tonight. Glorious, glorious day. That you can see up there, where you can see a little bit of snow, that is Glencoe Ski Resort in the winter. Obviously quite a gentle slope down, so you can see why they've used that as opposed to any of the others. Still seeing quite a lot of people coming this way, and it's 3:15 now, and we're a good 4 hours away from Kinlochleven. Apparently this is one of the most photographed mountains in the whole of Scotland. I won't even begin to try to pronounce the name. When I was planning this trip, I debated whether to make a video, because I've already made 2 on the West Highland Way. One in beautiful weather and one in horrendous weather. When I searched online for people doing the West Highland Way from north to south, Folkwell into Milngavie, there was nothing. I found one. A very welcome sight, King's House Hotel, although I can see some tents at the back already. I hope I can find a spot. Yeah, all pitched up. Back of the King's House Hotel. A lot of tents here. A lot of tents here today. It's surprising because it's midweek. But yeah, great little spot this.